Hello. It is Monday. It is almost 7:45. I have a sound machine on because I have music playing in the living room and I don't want to get copyright. So I'm in my son's room. I thought I would do a weekly vlog type thing and show you everything that I do in a week. So just real quick, this past weekend, I had a pretty good reading weekend. I'm still waking up. So the first book I finished was Duncan Ralston's WOOM. I thought it was good. It wasn't bad. I think I was anticipating more. I don't know what this says about me, but I was expecting more. Like, it's crazy. Don't get me wrong. It's crazy. But I was expecting just crazier, if that makes sense. Just based off of what everyone was saying and how everyone was reacting to it. So I was bracing for the worst. And it's not that bad. Like, it definitely is messed up. Don't get me wrong. It's extreme, but not to the point to where I had to stop and was like, oh my God, I just can't anymore. And I think that's because when I started getting into horror even, I read The Resurrectionist by, I always forget his name, White is his last name. And that was really messed up. Like, really, like, from page 1, really messed up. I feel like if you are, I want to say, numb or used to extreme horror, I don't think this is going to be as like, oh my gosh, crazy. But the story was really interesting. And I don't know what this says about me, but probably halfway through, I kind of was like, oh, I bet this is what's going to happen. I bet this is what's leading up to it. And that's what happened. So I don't know how I feel about being able to guess such a horrific thing. And I'm like happy it went that way because it was, I won't say it was funny, but it was interesting. And then the ending was super, not exactly what I was expecting after what happened. But yeah, I think I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was good. I read it really quick, so. And then the next book I had to read real quick because it's due and I have to drop it off at the library today. But it is Crush by Richard Seiken. It is a collection of like poetry and just, I don't know if you would consider all of it poetry because I'm not an expert whatsoever, but like this, I don't know, like essays, I don't know if you would call that poetry, I don't know, but 5 stars, really good. It's a lot of the story, or a lot of the pieces are very disjointed, and the author writes about a lot of gay, queer love, and I'm all about it. I really enjoyed it. It kind of tapped into that feeling from high school, because I was definitely that just sad teen that hated everyone. But so good, so good. Highly recommend. And it's super quick read. I read it in like 1 sitting. So today's goal, I have to print bookmarks, make some bookmarks because I ran out. I gotta drop off a bunch of stuff at the post office, and then I want to take, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I'm gonna take my little one to Barnes & Noble, and I wanted to pick up a couple books. He loves Barnes & Noble. He likes to just sit in the kids section and we read books together. It's his thing. He's a reader through and through. So that's what I think we're gonna do. The fun part of today, because I would go to the library, but our library building is closed because the building is just dilapidated and they need a new building. It costs too much to fix. So they're gonna have a temporary place, hopefully the start of next month. But I'm still able to at least drop off some books. So I'm gonna go do that. And I also wanted to show, I got this book yesterday from the author, Patrick Johns, Stages of a Breakup, talk about sad poetry. This is what that is. But he was so kind enough to send me the ARC of it. So I'm going to read it. I would like to read it this week and then write up a review for it. But yeah, pretty excited to read some more sad love poetry. And I've been eyeing this. I put on my Instagram and Twitter, like, should I read WOOM? And then this one. And I think I'm going to go with this one, though. K Block by T.G. Frost. I want to read it this week. It says on the back, veteran prisoner Marks is transferred to a new facility. Events quickly take a turn for the worse. Frightening tests are performed upon each prisoner in the block. He doesn't know why. The other cons he befriends can only tell him so much. Marks isn't prepared to roll over. Navigating the sinister mind of a man in charge and the brutal nature of the staff, Marks is forced to revisit his past, discovering the secret that lies within everyone inside K Block. The one thing he doesn't know, his nightmares are being harvested. That sounds good. Thank you, T.G. Frost. They sent me this book, so I'm pretty excited to get into it and then hopefully put a review up. And I started putting reviews up on my website because Nerdy Narrative, she mentioned what would happen if Amazon just like imploded and Goodreads stopped existing. What, like, you lose all your reviews. And at first I was like, oh, whatever, I don't care. But then that idea harvested in my anxious mind, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, what if it happens? So I've been slowly adding new reviews, old reviews to my website. So thank you so much, Nerdy Narrative. Anyways, that's it for now, and yeah, let's get this week started. Hello again. Little update. It's not even 9 o'clock. I'm waiting for Barnes & Noble to open before I go out and go to the post office and stuff. But I forgot to mention, I am also in the middle of reading another book, which I have been trying to read for a while now. Here, let me turn off this thing. So I've been trying to read this for a while now. It's different. It's definitely literary fiction. Acts of Service by Lillian Fishman. I took the jacket off, but it's like the lady who's undressed and she has like a sticky note on top of her covering her area. It's definitely harder to read. The dialogue parts don't have any quotations, so it's hard for me to just like read at my normal pace, which isn't the fastest by any means, but it's definitely fast-ish once I get into the reading. But it's very, I have to reread things over and over again because I'm like, oh, this isn't in the main character's head. This is someone speaking. Like, it's her, I feel like it's her recollection of what's happened, or it's her like explaining what is happening. So it's just, it's very long paragraphs and it's very repetitive, and her internal thoughts are just like, oh my goodness, it's tiring. And I tend to not like whiny characters and stuff, which she isn't. She's very forward, which I appreciate, and harsh, which is refreshing, but it can be just exhausting to read. But I'm gonna stick with it. I think my one friend online on Instagram, Kelly, she said she DNF'd the arc, but I'm still gonna give it a try. I'm curious to see where it goes, but it's about this woman who like she likes to be watched or looked at or lusted for, like kind of a voyeur. And she's in a relationship with another woman, and she secretly posts her nudes on this, like Reddit or some site, I don't remember. And this other woman contacts her and is like, hey, I would love to meet up, can we go on a date, blah blah blah. So then they meet up and they go on a date, and then it turns out the girl who contacted her is actually in a relationship, but not a relationship, with a man, and the man was really interested in the main character, and so they want to have like what do they call it, a throuple sort of, in a way. So you're just in this woman's head, the main character's head, the whole time, about her desires, her wants, all this stuff. And yeah, it's tiring. And yeah, I don't know, I think it's okay so far. Like I said, I don't know where it's gonna go, because it's just, I'm like 60 pages in, 62, and there's a little over 200 pages, so not a whole lot has happened. Like, they've gotten together, and that's where we're at. So I'm just like waiting for something to help push this along, because like character, like their personalities or stuff are slowly getting revealed, but it's just like, oh, can we get to like something good? Anyways, so I have like about an hour before I go to Barnes & Noble, because I think they open at 10, so I'm gonna have one more cup of coffee, read a little bit. My son's reading right now. I was able to shower, yay. And until later, yeah.
Hello, you are on my camera on my phone. We are at the post office, drop off stuff. I forgot that it is Monday is observed Juneteenth. So it's closed, but the lobby is open, so I'm hoping I can still drop stuff off, like in the slots. We'll see. But I have a big old bag of Etsy items I want to mail out, and then some ghost stickers. And then my son is in the back. We're gonna go inside, and then we're gonna go to Barnes & Noble. Sorry, I keep looking at myself. We're gonna go to Barnes & Noble and read a little bit and pick up some books. That's the plan. We are done. We are done with Barnes & Noble and everything. So I thought I'd show you real quick what I got. I got The Between by Tana Radu. I've been wanting to read this. And plus I love this cover. It's so beautiful. Also got String Follow by Simon Jacobs. I forget who I heard read this. Like, they talked about it and they said it was pretty good. And I got the book that I was coming here to get, 7 Days in June. I thought this would be fun to read every day for the last week of June. This is a random one that caught my attention. Conscious Parenting. Love, Time, Nature, Presence, Connection. So I thought I'd give this a try. A guide to raising resilient, wholehearted, and empowered kids. I am a sucker for self-improvement, parenting books. I'm just like a big sucker for it. I wanted to also get Fever Dream, but by the time I was looking for it, my son was over. He was over being in there. He's kind of cranky right now. I think he's ready to eat and to take a nap. But that's it. That is my fun for the day. So time to get home.
Hello. It is nighttime. It is 10:15 and I'm about to go to bed. I have continued reading Acts of Service and I'm on page 90. Nothing new is happening. No super crazy revelations, nothing. I'm gonna stick with it though, but oh, it's dragging. It is dragging so much. But to read in bed, I got the free copy of The Family by Laura Jelason. Yeah. Came out from Darklit Press. Lore. So I'm gonna read their story. I'm gonna check it out. It's super short. So far it sounds pretty interesting. It's like kind of like my nightmare too, where this mother is in bed and her kid comes in the room. It's like, oh, there's a, what does the girl say? There's a smelly man. There's a man that smells outside. And that's like, I always have those fears of someone breaking in or someone, you know, doing something like that. So I'm gonna check this out and I'm gonna read that, and then I think I'm gonna like read another short story if I am not too tired after reading this. But I'll see you all in the morning, bright and early. Aww.